What's up, guys? We are the Guild Masters of Anime. I am your DM, Ibex. This is my DMA.
Yori.
Yes.
Hello.
So today we are bringing you the main captain of the Gotei 13.
The strongest old man in anime.
The fiery force of destruction. Genryusai Yamamoto.
Yes. You got his name right.
Yes. I just like calling him Old Man Yama because it's that much more terrifying.
He is.
But this is a recommended build if you are wanting to play Old Man Yamamoto in your D&D campaign.
Yes.
Starting off with the race, you are going to go with Protector Azamar.
Mm-hmm.
As the Gotei 13, specifically the head captain Yamamoto, were tasked by the Soul King to protect the balance of the three realms. Protector Azamar just fit very well.
Yes. Not to mention your racial ability.
Yes. Let's say
it fits Yamamoto very well.
It does. It describes it as being kind of like a candle, but Old Man Yama, with his affinity for fire, you can flavor it for something more explosive like that, which just fits very perfectly.
His pinky is a candle.
Yes, it is. His pinky toe's the candle.
Yeah.
For the classes, it's going to be a multi-class between Paladin and Fighter.
Yes.
The first 12 levels you're going to take are going to be in Paladin. The next 8 levels up to level 20 are going to be in Fighter.
Yes.
For Paladin, the first level, you are going to get proficiencies, which we chose Insight and Intimidation, because, my god, is he terrifying.
Yeah. He cracks an eye, and the room silences.
He cracks an eye, taps a cane, everyone stops moving.
Yep.
That is how terrifying this man is. And any good leader would be very, very adverse at being able to see into somebody's motives. Tell if they're lying to them, tell if they're hiding something. He's very good at being able to perceive those things.
Yes. Insight is judging a person's character, and to be the head captain, you have to be a great judge of character.
Yes.
Which, honestly, is a little questionable with Yamamoto. He's made some questionable decisions with people, but for the most part, he is able to read people very well.
Yeah, I can't deny that.
Before we keep going real quick, though, this is a build up to level 20. Take the levels at whatever increment that you want. You don't have to go straight 12 and then 8. You can mix it up however you want. And also mix up the build in general. Right? Yes. This is a recommendation, not a definitive, this is him in D&D, never deviate from it.
Yeah. We're giving a guideline to allow you to take the inspiration and modify how you would do it for you to be able to play this character.
Exactly. This is just as close as we thought D&D Yamamoto would look like.
Yes.
So,
second level, we're focusing on the fighting style, which is going to be Blessed Warrior. Mm-hmm. Because again, Yamamoto and the Gotei 13 were given this mission by the Soul King, and the Soul King is their version of their deity. So they have been blessed with this task, with this mission, with this job. Mm-hmm. So Blessed Warrior fits very well into this circumstance.
Yes. Blessed Warrior will also give you a couple of spell options. If you want to stick to true Yamamoto, fire spells are going to be your best friend. Fire spells all day long. But again, mix it up however you want.
Yes.
So,
complete creative freedom to you. Again, this is a guideline. Also, at second level, you get Divine Smite. Yamamoto hits like a damn truck. Mm-hmm. He hits hard and keeps going. So a lot of this is damage on top of damage on top of damage. Divine Smite is one of those things.
Yep.
And while yes, it is radiant damage, you can also talk to the DM about altering it to where it's fire damage. Mm-hmm. Or if you just want to flavor it to being fire but still doing radiant damage, that's entirely up to you.
Yes.
So third level of Paladin, you get your Sacred Oath. Mm-hmm. I felt that it would be the perfect oath would be the oath of devotion, because Yamamoto is very devoted to his cause. So much to the point that, as Yori had said earlier, he made some very questionable choices, but he felt that these were the right things for the cause that he follows.
Yep. Devotion makes sense. He's been the head captain for well over 1,000 years now.
Yes.
And has never deviated from the cause.
Never once. No matter what happened, no matter what the issue was, he never deviated from it. And you got to give him credit for that. That is impressive. For 1,000 years, you got to give him points for that.
Yep. Level 4 is going to be an ASI. Bump whatever stats you need to bump. Definitely focus on charisma. That's going to help with your damage. And dexterity, because, of course, Yamamoto's very hard to hit.
Yeah.
At the end of the video, we'll go over recommended feats. And if you don't want to take a bump to your stats, take a feat, and we'll go over a list of recommended ones.
Yes. So 5th level, extra attack.
Yep.
Because you want to be able to hit your opponent as many times as possible, repeatedly, over and over again.
Yes.
So extra attack is definitely a must-have.
Yep. Next, you're going to get Aura of Protection. And being the head captain, just being around, you protect your captains, you protect your subordinates in general.
Yeah.
So that's basically what this is.
Yeah, it gives a bonus to the saving throws, which is akin to him helping protect, keep his men, keep his soldiers safe.
Yep.
Next level is Aura of Devotion.
Mm-hmm.
This one, you and your allies cannot be charmed or swayed away from your cause. The head captain is very straightforward, very toes the line with, this is the mission, this is what we're doing, that's the end of it. He does not allow deviation, and this very much embodies that.
Yep. Next level is another ASI. Again, bump your stats if you need it. Take a feat, and we'll go over some of those. After that is going to be Aura of Courage. Just being on the battlefield, you don't run from your enemy. You face your enemy because Yamamoto's standing behind you, and you don't want to face him.
You cannot be frightened of what's in front of you. The most scary, the scariest thing is right behind you.
Exactly.
I don't care what's in front of you. It could be a dragon for all I care. Yamamoto standing behind you saying, "Hey, go get that thing." You're going to go get that thing.
Exactly.
There's no deviation from that.
So next is going to be improved Divine Smite. Again,
Damage on top of damage on top of damage.
Yep. So a lot of your spell slots are going to be pumped into this Divine Smite. You want to hit as hard as possible because that's what Yamamoto does. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because Yamamoto, you don't see him using Kitos very often, if at all. Granted, it is assumed that he would, with that being the head captain for 1,000 years, he would know some Kitos.
Oh yeah.
Definitely. But he doesn't need them because he hits so hard by himself.
Yeah, Mr.
He doesn't need
punch everything.
Exactly. He does not need Keto.
He doesn't.
Now the last level for Paladin is another ASI. Again, bump your stats or take a feat. If you want to play with your levels of only taking a level with Paladin and taking another level with Fighter or whatever other class you decide to take, you can do that. That is entirely up to you. But now we get to move on to the Fighter.
Yep.
First level, you get some proficiencies, but the main thing we're focusing on is the fighting style. Mm-hmm. We chose dueling because Yamamoto rarely ever uses two hands when he's fighting. He always just has in that one hand. Mm-hmm. And for those that have seen the 1,000-Year Blood War or read the manga, it falls more into why he uses one hand in there as well. But it just fits his personality, his fighting style very well.
Yep. Next is Action Surge. Action Surge lets you take another action in battle. Yamamoto's very proficient in battle, so makes sense for him to be swinging that sword as many times as possible.
Yeah, and if you survive that first 1-inch punch, guess what? There's another one coming at you.
Yeah, and that one's probably on fire.
100%. They're both going to be on fire.
True.
So level 3 of Fighter, you get your archetype. I personally chose Side Warrior. I had to break it down for Yori here, but once I did, it made a little more sense.
This one took a little bit of selling on your part, but at the end of the day, it did make sense.
Yes.
Especially a couple of the observations that I made later.
Yes. So when you first take this subclass, you get 3 psionic abilities. Mm-hmm. Protective Field, which again allows you to protect yourself and your allies from damage, again furthering him protecting his subordinates.
Yep.
Psionic Strike, attack, damage on top of damage on top of damage. It keeps coming.
Yep.
You think you get hit once? No, you can hit 4 times with one move.
Yeah.
And you feel like every single one of them's a truck.
Mm-hmm.
And the last one, telekinetic movement, which this one, I really liked how Yori broke it down, explained to me once I pointed out to him.
Mm-hmm.
This one gives you 30 feet of flying speed, which, if you look at Soul Reapers, they're able to condense the Reishi and the Ryotsu underneath their feet, allowing them to stand on air, akin to flying.
Yes. Yeah, that... Once I had that connection in my mind, that sold this subclass for me.
Yes.
Because before, I didn't really understand, and I didn't really agree with giving him Psy Warrior. But after making that observation, it made perfect sense. You know, you see them outside of Flash Step, they literally stand on air for how many episodes whenever they're in the real world?
It's so many. It's like every episode they're standing on air at some point in time or another.
Exactly. So, Psy Warrior does end up making sense.
Yes.
4th level fighter, another ASI. By this point, you shouldn't need the bump in stats, but if you do, take it. Also, take a feat.
Yes.
Level 5 is another extra attack, but unfortunately, D&D does not have those multi-class extra attacks interact with each other. So, unfortunately, this is not going to give you an extra attack unless it's your first time taking it.
Yes. It's unfortunate they do not stack. I personally feel like they should, but that's just me.
Yeah, that gets into some homebrew rules and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Level 6 is another ASI. You've been talking a lot this episode. I understand that you're a little hyped up, but come on. But level 6 is another ASI. By this point, definitely don't need it. Just take a feat, and we'll go over those.
Yes. Level 7 is Telekinetic Adept. It gives you more of those Psi powers. The first one being Psi Power Leap, which allows you to propel yourself forward, doubling your flying speed as a bonus action.
Yep.
You can't run from Yamamoto. You can try to get away, and he's just going to be in your face the entire time.
Yeah.
There's no way around it. And the last ability that you get is Telekinetic Thrust, which when you hit an opponent with your attack, they have to save to avoid getting knocked back. Mm-hmm. Like we said, Yamamoto hits like a truck.
Yes.
And it is going to feel like you got hit by a truck.
Yeah.
Now, the last level, 8th level fighter, which would make even out to level 20, is another ASI.
Yep.
By this point, if you still need a bump to stats, something happened along the way.
You messed up somewhere. We're sorry, but you messed up.
If you're needing another ASI at level 20... something happened.
Yeah, definitely.
I highly recommend going for the feats at this point.
Yes.
So now at this point, we are going to go over a couple of the recommended feats that would fit very well with Yamamoto.
Yes.
The first one being, I'm going to let Yori talk about this one because this is his favorite feat.
It is my favorite. So the first one that we recommend, and I personally recommend it for every build in D&D because it is amazing, is Alert. Alert lets you add +5 to your initiative bonus, which means you are more likely going to be first. Again, Yamamoto hits like a truck, so you want him to be first to do the most damage to the big opponent.
Yes.
But also it lets you, or it stops your character from being surprised. Yamamoto has been in power for very long, so his senses are very keen. Very few characters in Bleach can sneak up on the head captain. And
if any. Actually one. Only one.
Yeah.
Which we'll go into his build next week.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Alert is a great D&D feat. So I always say take Alert.
Yes. So the next feat that we recommend is Mage Slayer. Now, the way that in Bleach is, everything is focused around Ryotsu and Reishi energy. The way that it correlates into D&D is that's the magical energy.
Yep.
So whenever someone uses a spell when you're in melee range of them, this allows you to take a reaction to hit them for having the audacity to cast a spell in your presence.
Yes. The next one is Elemental Adept. Specifically the fire element, because it's Yamamoto. Everything is on fire when he's around.
Yes. His fire causes fire to catch on fire.
Yes.
Fire.
So what this will do is allow your fire to burn hot enough that those that normally resist fire can no longer resist your fire. Those that are immune to fire now only resist your fire.
Yes.
So you're guaranteed to do damage no matter your opponent.
Yeah, and you cannot roll the minimum damage on anything that has to do with fire. Mm-hmm. Now, the next feat, this one I've personally picked because I felt like this just really, really embodies Yamamoto.
Because you like saying this.
I do like saying this. This is like my favorite phrase with Yamamoto. The feat is Sentinel. Mm-hmm. Now, it gives you 2 abilities. The first one is when an ally of yours within 5 feet of you gets attacked, you can take a reaction to attack the creature. Again, he protects his allies.
Yep.
But the main reason why this feat's usually taken is if a creature tries to leave and you get an attack of opportunity, if you hit them, they stop moving. Because you don't run from Yamamoto.
There it is.
You don't run from Old Man Yama.
Yeah. So the next one is Savage Attacker. Again, we want to do as much damage as possible. When Yamamoto hits you, you feel it. There is no minimum damage with Yamamoto. And that's what this feat lets you do.
Yes.
Go ahead. That's the last one, right?
Yeah, so we got one more, and then we'll be letting y'all go, because we don't want to take up your time too much. Last feat is Inspiring Leader. Mm-hmm. Old Man Yamamoto, he is very good at being a leader. He's able to inspire his allies, whether through a very inspiring speech or very inspiring intimidation.
Yeah.
If you don't like what you're saying, I'm going to scare you into doing it. So
pretty much.
It's going to happen whether you like it or not. Mm-hmm. And this one allows him to give temporary HP to his allies, again, bumping them up, protecting them so that they can last longer in the fight, so that they can further the cause that they follow.
Yep.
Now, that is all the feats that we recommend. Mm-hmm. Again, this is entirely up to you. This is your build. This is just a guideline. Mm-hmm. And if this with the spells, fire spells obviously are the preferred recommended one. Exactly. But if you want to change it up and throw other spells in there, by all means, go for it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We don't want to limit your creativity.
Of course.
But that is all the time that we have for today.
Hold on. One last thing.
Okay.
So, when it comes to homebrew things, we do have a sword. Someone homebrewed Ryujin Jaka into D&D.
Ryujin
Jaka. I said that. So, they did a very good job on there. And yes. I don't want to let them go before that. So, if you can pull up the name, we can let them know the name. If you run this by your DM first, obviously, always talk to your DM. So, if you want to run this by your DM, it is very well made. A little overpowered because it is the head captain's sword, but it is balanced.
It is Ryujin Jaka.
Exactly, but it is very balanced too.
Yes.
So if you do want to take this in order to finish off the Old Man Yama build, definitely run it by your DM.
Yeah. So I'm not finding his name right now, but what I'm going to do is I will put in the comments down below the name of the guy that created it. That way you can find it and bring it to your DM. Mm-hmm. Now, that is all the time that we have for today. So, again, thank you for being here. We hope you enjoyed it. And if you have a anime character that you want to see turned into a playable D&D character, let us know in the comments. Mm-hmm. And we will take the time to look at the comments and build the characters that you recommend. Because we're doing this for you, the viewers.
Yes.
So, until then, take it easy and...